Good day, liberators and fellow citizens of the world. Liberty Fighters Network has done it again. We've interfered with the script. And this time we are making enemies left, right and centre between our mutual enemies. So I'm very much happy, and I totally do not care. As I've said before, and people know us, that we are not hypocrites. We say what we do and we do what we say. We're not a gravy train. We're not jumping on the gravy train at all. I'm going to continue making these videos, give feedback to all of you. I just want to emphasize that this is my full-time job. To take all these cases to court for you as the people at the end of the day. To be part of it so that I can give you feedback on what's going on in the real life. Not in what the media wants you to know, but in the real life. You can find all these evidence on our website and on our platforms. We regularly sending out updates on what we're doing. We do not have investors. We do not have benefactors. We only rely on voluntary donations from you as the public. So without your support, we cannot do what we are doing. I'm not begging. I'm just asking that those of you who feel that we are doing the right thing and we are going in the right direction and we're keeping on track, we never stray. We do not follow money, because our policy is what we are doing, we do for the love of it without expecting anything in return. And that counts for everyone that we are assisting. So people, if you do agree with what we stand for and what we do, please consider a voluntary donation of your choice. Without your support, we cannot do this. So in these Expropriation Act challenges, we've made enemies with AfriForum, we've made enemies with the DA, we've made enemies with Cyril Ramaphosa, the state president, we've made enemies with the legal fraternity, we've made enemies with the courts, and shame, I'm not crying about it, sorry. Because of the fact that this entire Expropriation Act challenges are driven by greed, by power-hungry politicians, by people with devious ideas about how they can deceive the people of South Africa and also actually the people of the world. Because now all eyes are on South Africa, because there's this white genocide. As white people being slaughtered left, right and centre. Yes, the 20,000 black people in South Africa, that's fine according to these organizations. No need to worry about them. But oh, there's a genocide, and then people, my white people have got a major problem. And yeah, crucify me if you want to, throw me with the rocks, but I'm not a hypocrite. What is currently happening with the new Expropriation Act of 2024, which for the record has still not come into operation because it's still the current Expropriation Act of 1975 applicable. What has happened with all these challenges and the null compensation and everything that has been pushed down our throats? No one, or very few of you, have actually gone and done your own research. I've always said, and I'm repeating it, if expropriation was so bad, and yes, I don't like it, but expropriation has been with us for many centuries, and it's part of our common law principles and system. Expropriation is as sure as taxes and death. Whether we want it or not, it's there. So I've been saying, but why did you not challenge? Why did the DA, now also the Vaderland Stichting, whoever they are, and also AfriForum, why did they not challenge the 1975 Act, the current one? Because in that Act, there's no obligation to compensate. And as far as I know, that Act has been utilized for situations like null compensation already. So why the strawberry hatters, the EFF, who has also now come on board in the DA matter, the Democratic Alliance matter in the Western Cape, the parliamentary jesters, why they did not utilize this act to go and expropriate, it just shows that they are part of the script. Their bosses have instructed them to do what they are currently doing. The script is being followed by the letter, even though it's does not make sense with the reality around it. They have been instructed, it's the script, follow it by the letter, irrespective of what is happening. That's your task, and they're all following it. Now, in the DA's case, lodged in February already, the first one, we've become involved as applicant amicus curiae, friend of the court in that matter. Dean Macpherson, Minister of Public Works Infrastructure, have not filed, or he has filed a notice to abide, but he said that he's going to file an explanatory affidavit. We've informed all parties in that case that there's no such thing in the rules. You either abide and step out and don't participate, or you file a notice to oppose and you file your answering affidavit. None of the state parties in that case has filed, after all nearly going for 4 months, none of them have filed any answering affidavit. So Mr. Dean Macpherson is constantly on, or his legal team is there. They're also going to participate in the case management meeting due for Tuesday, the 10th of June 2025. They're also going to participate. But as notice to abide, you can't have any say. You can sit in the gallery on the MS Teams meeting, but your microphone must be off. That's how it works. If you want to participate and have an audience, a right to audience in court, then you must lodge a proper notice of intention to oppose. And that gives you your ticket. And by opposing, you don't have to, Mr. Dean Macpherson, say anything against the case of your own DA, but you as the minister is obliged to be transparent and independent and also impartial. So if you, in your answering affidavit, align yourself with some or all of the matters of the DA, then it's your prerogative to do that. And you're obliged by your oath of office to do that. But Cyril Ramaphosa, also party, he's nowhere to be found. He's the sleepy one. He's just everything is going on around him, but he's just sleepy. We've asked him politely, please, Mr. President, you are the one with the authority to take this entire case directly to the Constitutional Court. And so, because they are now, the Vaderland Stichting has also lodged their own application. I'm going to emphasize that now. AfriForum has lodged theirs, also recently, a few weeks back, in the High Court, Gauteng Division, Pretoria. They want their own show there. And then, Mr. President, no, you nowhere to be found. You lost in action somehow. But you are the key to say that, okay, there's a misunderstanding about the entire new Expropriation Act. Let me take it to the Constitutional Court. Let them analyze the constitutionality of it properly, and then in that way we can protect our international relations, because this has become a very urgent matter for South Africa. The Expropriation Act challenge has become the issue of Donald Trump's awakening. So, yes, Vaderland Stichting, they've made this big fuss on social media. I've never heard of them before. I've inquired about them on the internet, and I found that there are a couple of well-known figures behind it. But it's their first ever court case, as far as I know, and now they wanted to make as if they are the saviors of the white people of South Africa, so that their challenge is the one that needs to be focused on. The problem with them is the fact that they did not even apparently know that they've advertised this entire ritual. I think it was on the 20th of May, Tuesday, that they're going to have this ritual to lodge their papers or the application at the High Court in Cape Town, and international media has been invited, and it's going to be live streamed or so on social media, blah blah blah. And then I've told them, but you can actually lodge it via court online. You don't have to go to court anymore. So luckily they've done that. That they've issued their case on courts online, but they've now, it appears as if their case is that's totally independent, is now unopposed. Because both Mr. Dean Macpherson, the Minister of Public Works and Infrastructure, and the President have not, the only two respondents in that case have not, they've not opposed the matter. So now on the 23rd of July, they've gotten an unopposed date already. People, what is going on with this Expropriation Act fiasco circus is really a circus. There's nothing logic about it. Everyone is jumping on the bandwagon amongst all these entities, and they're fighting. But at the end of the day, according to Liberty Fighters Network, they are all serving the same masters. The Stellenbosch Mafia are somewhere playing marionette with them. The DA, why we've said that Helen Zille has got this big Pinocchio nose, is that their case has never been about nil compensation. There's nothing about in their papers about nil compensation. They have actually exposed the rigging process of Parliament with all our legislation. I've made a video about it to emphasize that. People, I'm giving you feedback. Liberty Fighters Network is involved in all these matters, and we will get involved in the AfriForum case and also in the Vaderland Stichting case to report back to you. You are entitled to know what's going on behind your backs. The media is pushing a narrative for all of these creatures around us in a specific way. We are there to expose all of them. In the process, all of them hate us, but you have to know what is going on. So, but thank you very much. And yes, I should have said this first, that thank you so much for all of you who are supporting us. Without your support, we would never be able to do what we are doing. So thank you very much for each and every one of you. I'm going to make another video soon about this and also about the other cases. Please stay focused or tuned in on our channels. Sorry, and God bless until the next day.
Liberty Fighters Network.
Liberty Fighters Network.